Wow. Just wow. And that's a word I don't use lightly for a Malaysian film. Let's get into it. Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperCorns. I'm Nick Dorian. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Malaysian film Abang Adik. Now, straight off the bat, this film feels like a quintessentially Malaysian film that doesn't feel Malaysian. And what I mean by that is the fact that this is a story that is rarely, if not ever, told on our screens. Abang Adik essentially tells the story of two undocumented brothers who are relegated to the life of poverty. While trying to find their legality in this country, unfortunately, a brutal accident derails all their plans. This is a heartbreakingly beautiful story that is shot so perfectly, describing the underbelly of Kuala Lumpur as well as the undocumented story that rarely gets told. This honestly is the harsh truth for a lot of Malaysians out there who unfortunately have not been documented and have no ICs. And I'm not talking about immigrants. These are actual Malaysians who, unfortunately, because of the system and perhaps their parents didn't register them, they are suffering in a way that a lot of us don't. And director-writer Jin On has spectacularly brought this story to the masses. It's a window into the struggle that a lot of Anak Malaysia has to go through, those who are not as fortunate as many of us are. It's an intricate tale that I feel Jin On has masterfully brought out in his directing and writing. And for a directorial debut, it is honestly outstanding that he's made a film like this. It's extremely clear that a lot of thought and intention has gone into shooting this film, and that's something that's missing in a lot of Malaysian filmmaking. Now, I'm not saying all, but a lot of local mainstream films are not thought out the way that this is. It tends to be forgotten that there has to be an intention behind what you are shooting. There has to be a story to be told, not only through the acting, but through the eyes of the camera. And the work that Jin On has done together with his cinematographer is nearly a stroke of genius. This is a masterclass in filmmaking. And coming to the story of it, I'm genuinely surprised this made its way to Malaysian cinemas last December. With LPF being so hard-pressed on LGBTQ issues, as well as the grime of the true Malaysia, it's surprising that this is a film that they allowed through. With themes that slightly touch on transgenders, undocumentation, underprivilege, the police system, these are all things that we rarely get to see because it's something that I feel LPF might want to sweep under the rug and showcase Malaysia as this bright, beautiful, and wonderful place. Which, don't get me wrong, it is, but don't tell me that the good things don't come with the bad. This is a true telling of the dirt and grime that is Malaysia. But I would be amiss without talking about its two main stars. To bring Jin On's poignant words to the screen, there's two massive outstanding performances in Jack Tan and Woo Kang Ren. They both give stellar performances and you genuinely believe that they are brothers with their incredibly sweet relationship with each other. They could have just said the words on the script, but they've done so much more than that and added a huge weight to it that allows us to connect to them in such a deep level. Throughout this entire story, you are hooked on the conversations that they have, and on top of that, their non-verbal cues as well keep you on the edge of your seat and tug at those heartstrings. And because Ong's script slowly takes its time with it, you get to really dig deep into their characters, and by the end of it, you are gonna be weeping tears without fail. Seeing that fight over just surviving in this country and the battle between doing what's right or just trying to survive, that is something that is so heart-wrenching to watch. And it could not have been done without the two of them. But I do have to give a special mention to Woo Kang Ren. Expressing emotions through the usage of our words is relatively easy compared to the fact that he had to use sign language through it all. Playing the role of the deaf brother was no easy feat, and somehow he has managed to deliver the most emotional performance I have ever seen in a local film. Not to give anything away, but there is a massive moment where he delivers a monologue through the usage of sign language, and even though he doesn't speak a word, you can feel every pain that he goes through just by his actions. He's literally screaming through his hands, and you can see it all through Woo Kang Ren's actions. It is honestly clear why he won the award for Best Actor at the Golden Horse Awards. He deserved every single ounce of that trophy. Honestly, it is surprising and unsurprising at the same time why this film didn't get shortlisted for the Oscars. Nothing against Tiger Stripes, but I feel this is the most truest representation of our country that should have been brought to the world stage. And why I say it's unsurprising is because of the fact that these films that get made that showcase Malaysia in a massive way aren't the ones that usually get supported by LPF and our film board. Only when they start to get awards overseas do they suddenly get a whole bunch of credit and go, wow, this is proudly Malaysian made, we should now support it. It shouldn't be that way. And I hate to say it, but this is how it's always been. If you want to go back far, just Google P. Ramlee's name or Sudirman and you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't want to go back far, go and look at Yasmin Ahmad. I feel a film like this, of this caliber, hasn't been made since Yasmin Ahmad's time. And I feel it should get so much more credit and support. And hopefully in the future, more films can come out like this. More filmmakers telling true stories will be supported. But I hate to say it, I don't think that will be a reality. So do yourself a favor, Abang Adik is now streaming on Netflix. It's out here in Malaysia, hopefully it's out on the rest of the world as well. I can't be certain of that. If not, use a VPN, because honestly, this is something I'm so proud to call Malaysian and I feel the whole world should see it. Go and see Abang Adik. And as always, you can check us out on all social media. It's all on the screen at the moment: Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube. Go and subscribe and follow those channels for more updates. Thank you so much again for watching. I am Nick Dorian, and until next time, keep watching the movies.